Now, let's go through a few names and some stories that have been huge around the world. Rebecca Loos. Now, this is probably one of the biggest stories in the last 10 years, maybe?
Tabloid story, yeah.
Now, help me with this. What happened with the Rebecca Loos story and what was your involvement?
Rebecca phoned me initially we were giving a false name, making inquiries about what the British media knew about David Beckham and what had allegedly been going on with a certain young lady in Spain. Not telling me, of course, she was the lady, but and I explained to her that there were suspicions, but certainly there was no evidence of anything. So fine. Another couple of months went by, and she phoned me back then as herself and said, "Look, my name's Rebecca Loos, and I need to come and see you because I have a story concerning David Beckham." And obviously, she came to see me. I spoke to her. I then introduced her to the news of the world, and obviously, the rest, as they say, is history.
How do you trust that she was telling the truth?
Well, it's very simple that a newspaper has to prove it, particularly when you're dealing with someone like David Beckham, who is immensely rich and has the lawyers and everybody looking after him and tremendous protection. They have got to prove it, and they've got to take on board that if they can't, then they're going to be sued for millions and millions of pounds. So the newspaper, in this case the News of the World, has to substantiate it and prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
How can you prove it?
Well, I mean, obviously they heard messages, they saw all the information that Rebecca Loos brought and all the information, the story appeared and no one's been sued since.
You see, I find that incredible that somebody so famous and so allegedly intelligent about what he's doing would be stupid enough to send text messages and to do emails. I mean, that was his biggest mistake, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Bigger than actually sleeping with her, because if he hadn't have done that, surely it wouldn't have come out.
Absolutely. I think it was the text messages that, if you like, confirmed everything and confirmed to the News of the World the allegations that she made. But the biggest part of my business is protecting stars, so I probably know more about these kind of things than most because, of course, you are poacher and gamekeeper.
What conscience do you have about the fact that 3 children could not have had a father after that, or at least living in the same house as their mother?
Well, I mean, I know you to put it that way, Alex, but the way I look at it is that, you have massive protection. You know that you've used the media as a part of your success and part of your earning capacity. Therefore, if you get caught out, you've only really got yourself to blame. David Beckham didn't suffer because of it. Certainly his popularity wasn't affected. Victoria Beckham got masses of publicity, which in my view she absolutely craves. And Rebecca Loos was obviously condemned, as you would expect, as a Scarlet Woman, but she knew that was coming anyway. And she was very happy that she had a year television and made a lot of money. So, to me, there weren't really too many losers, and it hasn't caused him any aggravation, and they're still together.
Do you sit down and warn these ladies about the implications of what they're going to do and what the reaction is likely to be from the public?
I mean, what I will say is, look, this is the pluses and these are the minuses. If I get involved, often I don't get involved because I couldn't justify being involved. But and probably again, for every story I've broken, there's been 3 or 4 that have said, "Oh no, I couldn't stand that."
Why would you do that then? Why would you say yes to Rebecca Loos but no to someone else?
No, you're missing the point. It's their choice. I will explain to them, this is what you will gain, but everyone else, all the other papers that don't get your story will attack you. A lot of people will criticise you. You have to have a very broad back, and a lot of people think, "Oh, we couldn't do that."
Do you like somebody like Rebecca Loos, or is it just nothing to you? Is it just on emotion because you can't get involved?
I think you see them for what they are. If I don't like them, I don't get involved with them. But I also look at the situation with David Beckham and think it's not going to cause him any problems. And of course, it didn't cause him any problems.
Some people would say she's just a money-grabbing bitch, really.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that. But that's up to them. And again, if you don't want to read it, don't buy the paper.
And a lot of people do.
It was the biggest selling paper, and the circulation of the News of the World went up considerably during the time it came out, and of course every other paper followed up on the story.
I get criticised all the time on this programme for slagging off people like Vanessa Feltz, and I pick my targets carefully. I'll call her a big fat pig, because I think she is, because she came on TV and for years and years and years said, "I'm happy with who I am," then she gets dumped by her husband and loses 15,000 stone. Now, I think if a celebrity does that, they have the right to have the mickey taken out of them. Fern Britton, for example, I would never do a joke about, because I really like her and love her, and she says it as it is, and she hasn't proved herself to be a liar. And isn't that the point of being a celebrity now, that you actually can't break the rules, which is, if you're going to say something, you've got to stick by it?
No, that's not true at all, Alex. There's an awful lot of people that hide behind an image which is totally false. A lot of the biggest stars in the world, if you knew them for what they really are, they bear no resemblance to the image that everybody believes. So I'd like to say that that's true, but it's totally wrong.
So we're all a bit gullible, really?
I think that most people are, and of course public relations plays a big part of that. Whether you're working with a political party or a prime minister or the royal family or whoever it is, you create an image, and often that image has got very little to do with reality. That's PR.